Hi guys, it's Anne here, and today's video is a head-to-head comparison of the Better Than Sex mascara by Too Faced against the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara. So this is definitely not a new video. I know other people have done a comparison, but I wanted to do a comparison for myself. We've got some real up-close photos of the two mascaras side by side, so we can get up close and personal. And let's just get started. In the first corner, we have Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. This retails for $31 Canadian or $24 US. It is about 0.27 ounces or 8 milliliters. It weighs in at 39 grams. And then in the other corner, we have the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. It retails for $14 Canadian or $10 US, and it is slightly bigger at 0.28 ounces or 8.3 milliliters, and it weighs in at 19 grams. Yes, there is definitely a difference in weight between these two. Now let's just cut away to a video of a first impression. Both of these were freshly opened. I have used the L'Oreal Lash Paradise, so that was not a first impression for me, but the Better Than Sex, that was the first time I've ever used it. I'm starting off this demo by applying the L'Oreal Lash Paradise to my left eye. I'll just mention that I did curl my lashes ahead of time, and I am wearing some light colored eyeshadow as well, but I'm not wearing any eyeliner in this demo. And now I'm just applying it on, the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara on my right eye. Just one coat. And that's one coat on my top lashes. And yes, ignore my crappy eyebrows. So now I'm just applying a coat to my bottom lashes. You'll see that my technique for this is pretty poor. I rarely put mascara on my bottom lashes. I felt like I needed a little more on my right eye where the L'Oreal Lash Paradise is, sorry, left eye. So I applied a tiny bit more to my left eye. So this is one coat, Too Faced versus L'Oreal. Now I'm applying a second coat to my top lashes only, first with the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. And now a second coat with the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara on my right eye. And now just comparing the two eyes, I'm noticing that I really can't tell a whole lot of difference. They look fairly similar. On that first day that I did use it, I really felt like application-wise, the end result looked exactly the same. I really could barely tell the difference between which side was the L'Oreal side and which side was the Too Faced side. Now, I did notice that on the L'Oreal side, I had smudging on the lower lashes. I can't remember, I think it was the side that I had the L'Oreal on. That particular day, I did a workout, I took a nap, I did some errands, so like I was doing a lot that day. And I did have some smudging from my lower lash line. I also did apply extra mascara. I think you saw that in the little clip, because I kind of feel like I didn't do a very good job on the lower lash line when I first put the L'Oreal Lash Paradise on. So yeah, I'm just going to clip away to a picture of the wands on both of these. I find now I rarely put mascara on my bottom lashes, so I did find both of these were difficult to use because of the shape of the wand. The Better Than Sex mascara wand is slightly more hourglass. I would say the top end is a bit wider, whereas the Lash Paradise is an hourglass shape, yet it does have a bit more of a taper on the top end. And it looks like the L'Oreal Lash Paradise wand in and of itself is longer, but I really didn't notice any difference during application on using that. So I have been using both of these interchangeably for about 3 weeks now, and I find that they both have dried out a little bit, so they definitely have gotten a bit more tacky. I find that I also had smudging with the Too Faced one. I'll show a little picture of where I had smudging with the Too Faced one. Similar thing, I had gone to the gym that day and I did dance class. So I did have smudging like somewhere lower lash line, which is interesting because I didn't put any mascara on my lower lashes. Like I said, I normally don't do that. And so yeah, I had the similar smudging with both of them at different times. I also find that both of them, you get little clumps coming out. So like when you pull the wand out, sometimes you'll get like a little mascara clump. My desk is white, so I'll see like a little mascara clump sort of come out of the tube. I get that with both mascaras. I don't get that with other ones. So for example, I also use the CoverGirl Clump Crusher right now, and I don't see that happen with that. I don't recall that happening with some of the Essence ones, that happening. But I have seen that normally that's a sign to me that a mascara is starting to get older because it's drying out, so it's sort of clumping out when it comes out. So both of these are a slightly drier formula. The L'Oreal Lash Paradise is definitely, in my opinion, a drier, stickier formula. So I'm just going to cut away to another demo because like I said, the first one that I did was like a first impression. Both mascaras were brand new, and I find mascara when you first use them will be different than they are like a couple of weeks later. So this is a little demo showing one coat of the Too Faced mascara and then comparing it against one coat of the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. For this second demo, I'm applying one coat of the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara to both of my eyes. And yes, my eyebrows are real intense in this clip. If you're curious, I was testing out the Anastasia Dip Brow Gel, the new brow gel, and there's a bit of a learning curve. And now I am doing the same application, but with one coat of the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. And just to note, in both of these demos, I did curl my lashes beforehand, and I'm not wearing any eyeshadow or eyeliner in this demo. So yes, if we look at a comparison for these two mascaras, I find the L'Oreal one, you can see the lashes are just a little clumpier. They stick together a little bit more. They're a little, yeah, clumpier. I don't have a better word for it. Whereas I find the Too Faced one, if I just do one quick coat, it definitely has much of a fluffier, lighter feel. It just even feels lighter on the lashes, and I don't get quite as much clumpiness. So for both of these mascaras, I don't feel like either one really wears too much throughout the day. They both wear off a little bit. They're definitely not as intense by the end of the day. I find, for me personally, I think the L'Oreal one lasts just a little bit more because it's just that little bit stickier, whereas the Too Faced one wears off just a tad more, but again, barely noticeable. Maybe just sort of like on the end of my lashes. So what would I say is the differences between these two? Well, first of all, price. This one is way more affordable. I did quote that it is $14 Canadian, but I always buy this when it goes on sale, and it always goes on sale for like $8.99 or $9.99, whereas the Too Faced mascara is $31 Canadian. You're actually, because there's a little bit more product in this is pretty much twice as expensive as this one when you compare the volume and the price. The other major difference that I noticed is this one is just slightly drier and slightly more tackier than this one. So again, I've used this multiple times already. This might be the third or fourth one that I've bought. And even though I haven't used this one very long, I know this doesn't last longer than 3 or 4 months. Like, you're definitely only going to get 3 or 4 months out of this. If you're someone like me that will use a mascara until it dies, so you'll definitely use it more than 3 or 4 months of the recommended time to use a mascara, then this definitely is not as practical as other mascaras because it does run out. Like, you really can't use it past the 3 or 4 month mark. I can't say for this one. I feel like this one probably will last longer if I use it because it doesn't feel quite as tacky and sticky as this one. But I could be wrong. And again, if you're a person that will only use mascara for 3 to 4 months and change it up, then it really doesn't matter. And the final big difference is this one is thicker and tackier, so it is harder to work with if you don't like that. If you like wispy or thinner lashes, you're just not going to like this one at all. Whereas this one, I feel like you have a bit more flexibility. You can work it in very lightly, or you can build it up and get a lot of volume. There's a bit more flexibility in this one, so I feel like the Too Faced Better Than Sex is a bit more universally appealable, whereas this one definitely is going to reach out to more of a niche audience. What do I prefer more? I have long lashes to start with, so I'm looking for volume, and I want to get that volume quickly and easily. I don't want to spend a lot of time building it up, so I personally do like the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. I like it because I can get a lot of thick volume very quickly, and it's way more affordable in my opinion. I've constantly said this, that I really don't think high-end mascaras are worth it, and at this point, the number of mascaras that I have tried, I still don't think a high-end mascara is really worth it. Was this a nice little splurge? Sure. Do I like it? Yes. But would I repurchase it? Probably not, because I like this and it's more affordable. Throughout this video, I've actually been wearing 2 different mascaras on my eyes, so you have about 2 seconds to take a guess which side you think is the L'Oreal side and which side you think is the Too Faced Better Than Sex side. If you guessed that this was the L'Oreal side and this side was the Better Than Sex, then you were right. As you can tell, it's really hard to see a difference between the two after you apply them. So in my opinion, for my personal preferences, the winner is the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. I hope you liked this video and you found it useful and informative. If you did like it, feel free to give it a little thumbs up down below. And I would love it if you did subscribe to my tiny little channel here in Toronto, Canada. I hope you have a fabulous day, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.